Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to learn the letters that we can use in the Quran for making the sounds longer. For example, whenever we have this alif, when we don't have any sign on alif, we call it alif. Otherwise, if we put any sign on alif, for example, fatha, kasra, dhamma, standing fatha, standing kasra, standing dhamma, fathatain, kasratain, dhammatain, or any sign, so then we call it hamza. But here we don't have any sign, so we will call it alif. So whenever we have alif, and before alif, if we have fatha like that, so we call it alif madda. Alif madda, because we make the sound of fatha longer with the help of alif. Wow, fatha, alif, wa. So if we read without alif, we will say it wow, fatha, wa. So this is the difference, reading with alif and reading without alif. So then we learned there is wow madda. Wow madda we use when we have to make the sound of dhamma prolong. For example, if we read wow dhamma, we say wow dhamma vu. But when we connect it with wow sukoon, we make it wow dhamma wow sukoon woo. So it becomes longer. It sounds more long, like oo, woo. Okay, next. So this wow with the sukoon, and when we have dhamma before it, that is must. If you have fatha, you have kasra, then note. But when you have dhamma before wow sukoon, it is called wow sakina. Sorry, wow madda. When you have fatha before it or kasra before it, then you will not say it wow madda. You will only say wow madda when we have dhamma before it. The next one, it's ya sukoon, and before ya sukoon, you can see there is kasra. So it is must when you have ya sukoon, and before it if you have kasra, it is called ya madda. If there is no kasra, there is fatha or dhamma, then it will not ya madda, it will be the simple ya. Now the question is, how do we have to make it prolonged? We will say wow kasra ya sukoon we. This is the way to read dhamma letters longer. So we call it alif dhamma, wow dhamma, ya dhamma, because they are helping to fatha, kasra and dhamma, prolonging the sound, to make the sound longer. So this lesson is finished here, and we are moving on for the new lesson, and it is letters, lean letters. How do we identify the lean letters, and how we differentiate between madda letters and lean letters? Actually, madda is used for making the sounds longer. The madda term we use for making the sound longer. So here we are talking about lean letters. So what is lean letter? Wow and ya. There are only two lean letters, wow and ya. And their rule is, if you look at the page, and you will see there is fatha, fatha, fatha all over the letters after like before the vav sakina. But in madda, if you see, there is dhamma before vav sakina. Look, dhamma, dhamma, and here you have fatha, fatha, fatha before vav sakina. So in lean letters, when you have vav sakina and before it you have sukoon. So when there is vav sakina before it, if you have fatha, we call it vav lean. And same as if you have ya sukoon and before it if you have kasra, we call it madda, because we use sukoon ya with the kasra to make it longer of sound of kasra. But if you are reading fatha before ya sukoon, that means you are reading the lean letters. So it is ta, fatha, waw, sukoon, taw, ta, fatha, ya, sukoon, tay, sa, fatha, waw, sukoon, saw, sa, fatha, ya, sukoon, say, saw, say, dal fatha waw sukoon daw, dal fatha ya sukoon day, daw, day, zal fatha waw sukoon law, zal fatha ya sukoon lay, ra fatha waw sukoon raw, ra fatha ya sukoon ray, za fatha waw sukoon zaw, za fatha ya sukoon zay, zaw, zay. So in this way you can connect any letter before waw sukoon and before ya sukoon. For example, here mim fatha waw sukoon maw. For example, wa fatha waw sukoon waw. For example, hamza fatha ya sukoon ay. So if I put hamza kasra ya sukoon, and then it will become e, and it becomes the madda letter e. So this is the difference in madda and lean letter. If we put kasra before ya sukoon, it becomes e, the longer sound, and if we put fatha before ya sukoon, it becomes ay. So this is the difference of lean and madda letters. See you in next class. Allah Hafiz.